All right, hello, Doctor Who fans, and welcome to a new Who Universe news video. I do want to again, I do want to apologize for not getting keeping up with here regularly when it comes to Doctor Who news and stuff. I mean, as I because I had a lot of obviously I didn't have the best of weekends. This past weekend, I will admit that I had a pretty bad weekend just recently, and yeah, basically, and it's all led to some like misunderstanding stuff that I don't really want to get into. Obviously, I don't want to make this video sad or anything, but yeah, I was dealing with I was trying to well, yeah, that's still ongoing, but hopefully we'll get some sort of resolve to that soon enough, I hope. Um, because it needs to be resolved really, but I'm hoping it will get resolved at some point because it is so it's all led to like this misunderstanding and you know because I mean everybody knows how kind I am on when it comes to friendships and stuff. So really, I don't like I said I don't want to discuss further on that. But either way, we're going to focus on the Doctor Who news in general because um there has been a lot of update. Obviously, a lot of stuff has happened since we last spoke. For instance, Doctor Who is promoting the Barbie movie, considering Ncuti Gatwa is going to be in the movie when it goes out next week. Which, yes, next week is when the movie hits in the UK, which is the 21st of July when it releases in the UK. So essentially, what they've done is they've actually made a video of showing the TARDIS near the Tower Bridge in London, showing a pink TARDIS, which obviously will be reminiscent to what well basically it's going to be reminiscent to what happened in the 80s when they had a pink TARDIS as part of the Happiness Patrol, which they've got a clip here from the Doctor Who Facebook, which they put a video of the pink TARDIS that they did when they painted it pink many years ago. So yeah, like I said, they did a very special pink TARDIS to represent the fact that, as you can see here, Ncuti Gatwa is in the movie for Barbie, which is going out the 21st of July. He's playing Ken. Yes, he's going to be playing one of the Kens. And as you can see, we've got some shots of him in the movie, which, yes, this all goes out next week in cinemas. And as you can see, they've also did a TikTok. Warner Brothers did a TikTok showing the TARDIS covered in pink. Obviously, because they're honoring Ncuti Gatwa's role as the Doctor, because remember, he's going to be the Doctor at the end of the year. He takes over from David Tennant on screen in time for Christmas. So this is basically him in the movie, which we're going to be which, yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure he's going to do an amazing job. And the fact that the Warner Brothers and BBC are teaming up to promote the 15th Doctor in Barbie is kind of pretty cool, to be fair. I actually kind of like the tag that they put on the tweet. Come on, TARDIS, let's go party. Yeah. And also people are taking screenshots of them next. And oh yeah, there's this little error you'll notice on the TARDIS where there's a little bit of blue there. They didn't properly cover it in pink, as you can tell from the photo here. But you'll notice there's a bit blue because they forgot to cover it up. So somebody kind of messed up there in the department there. But luckily, people think it's funny, really, that they've kept the little bit of blue there when technically it's supposed to be all covered completely in pink. Really, is what was supposed to happen. So. So yeah, so that's what's basically happening, and also, oh yeah, and also the Barbie movie goes international on the 19th of July, so it will be it will be rolling out in theaters as of essentially Monday internationally, which is pretty interesting, and then it's going to go out. So yeah, so essentially from Monday you'll be able to watch this and you'll watch the Barbie movie in the cinemas if you want to see Ncuti Gatwa, our 15th Doctor, playing one of the Kens in the movie, which I still can't believe they're doing a Barbie movie in 2023, but here we go. This is what Warner Brothers have wanted. I mean, Warner Brothers are the guys behind the movie here, so they obviously have a good reason for why they want to do it. But either way, it's being promoted by the Doctor Who team as well, because obviously Doctor Who are honoring Ncuti Gatwa because obviously he's in the Barbie movie. All right, so as well as that, we've also got a series of comic strips featuring the Cybermen that's just come out recently, which you can check that out. It's basically it's basically behind the guys from Doctor Who magazine who've done this. If you want to check that out, there'll be obviously a link in the description. It's available indeed, available to pre-order at WH Smith's and Amazon. It comes out on the 1st of September, where you can see some comic strips of the Cybermen from the years past, and even some of the past Cybermen released comic book strips. Now, as well as that, Ncuti Gatwa has had a emotional interview. Well, not emotional interview, but he kind of talks about his portrayal as the Doctor, because obviously a lot of us are very curious about what sort of Doctor is he going to be when he takes over from David Tennant. Well, this is some of the words he's been giving out in regards to what to expect from his Doctor when he arrives during Christmas of 2023. So he kind of says this in the Rolling Stones UK magazine interview, which, by the way, he's the cover star of that magazine right now. So he goes on to say, my Doctor is emotionally vulnerable. He hides it with humor, but he's lonely. I can't say much more than that, but I don't want to spoil anything, but he's also energetic. The poor cameraman struggles to keep up. That's pretty cool. So at least we now know his Doctor's going to be emotionally vulnerable, which is interesting. So we now know that his Doctor's going to be very emotionally vulnerable. He's going to hide it with humor, and he's going to be lonely in times, during his time in the TARDIS, which is going to be, but he's also energetic, which is a good thing. So that's pretty nice. In terms of the fact that considering the fact that he kind of relates to the Doctor as a survivor of the destruction of the Time Lords, he had the sort of a real life situation as well. He kind of says his person survives a genocide. This person fits everywhere, and now I am the Doctor. The Doctor is me. I decided that I had to get into this role. And then he talks about his fashion contests. So basically, he talks about his Doctor's fashion, where he says, the day that Russell invited me to meet everybody, they asked me what sort of costume I want. I showed them that this Rapper and Lauren collection that was a partnership with Historical Black College in America. I love these pieces. They were so preppy and so black. But then they asked what else, because they've been thinking about a lot of outfits, almost a different one for each week, which is new, and I love it. The Doctor has traveled all of time and space, and they're going to have a sick wardrobe. So what we've learned from this essentially is that essentially, if this is right, every episode when Ncuti Gatwa takes over, we are going to see a new wardrobe a new outfit is going to be revealed regarding the 15th Doctor, which I would love that if we were to have nearly every episode have a new outfit involving Ncuti wearing a new costume as the 15th Doctor would be so cool to watch. I think it would be really interesting to see what sort of outfits he would wear for each of the episodes. I'd be very intrigued. And speaking of one of the outfits, they've actually got, and I'm sure. Oh yeah, is this? Apparently, this is. They say you can only view this. Well, there is a photo, actually. There is another photo somewhere. I'm going to see if I can find it. Because there is a video of Ncuti Gatwa from the 2023. Well, what many people believe it's taken from the Doctor Who Christmas special of 2023, which I'm going to put that here, and you'll see what I mean, because there's a new photo that's popping up that's really caught people's attention. Is it here yet? No, I don't think. Hang on, I'm going to see if I can find the latest one, because it is somewhere. Trust me, there's a lot of conversation about it recently. Oh, there we go. That's the photo right there. Yeah, let me put my camera over here. But yeah, this is the photo in question. As you can see, there's obviously Christmas decorations. It takes what appears to be taking place in a pub. You'll notice. So yeah, this is a photo that's been going around recently with Shooty Gatwa wearing a sort of a Stetson hat with this really nice like coat and like orange top and everything. Yeah, this is apparently, and this is by the way the same outfit that he wore for the promotional image that he did not so long ago. So it's basically the same as this image here. But essentially, this outfit's supposed to be obviously it's going to be taken from the Christmas special because obviously Shooty Gatwa is well, of course, he's, obviously this is obviously to showing him wearing the outfit for the first time on the Christmas special for Doctor Who, of course, because obviously he's taking over from David Tennant in December. And obviously, this is obviously a massive hint that we are definitely getting a Christmas Doctor Who to look forward to in December. Hopefully, this means Christmas Day Doctor Who's back on the menu. I feel like it is, considering we've got this outfit here. It makes me very confident that, yeah, we're probably going to see Shooty Gatwa on Christmas Day as the 15th Doctor, and this is going to be one of the scenes from that episode, which would be very interesting to see what will happen in that story when we see it. But yeah, so that's a photo that's been going around, and then you've also got this photo that shows Shooty in a blue striped suit with an afro. This is to represent the 60s when, essentially they're going to be, well, apparently there's going to be an episode set in the 60s where the Doctor might be meeting the Beatles potentially, which apparently that's the talk in the town right now about that episode. But anyway, so he goes on to talk about the afro hair from that episode filming, and he says, originally we weren't going to have an afro, but the makeup artist Belle convinced me, and I was very glad she did. It's such a shot in a blue stream. It's a statement. The Doctor is effing black. I love his attitude. He's like, yeah, he's fucking black. Wow, the guy's got attitude. I love it. And then of course, Shooty talks about the spirit of the Doctor, no matter what negativity he may encounter. He says, "I'm the first black man to play this character. The British pressure can be very mean, but I just have to focus on the job and stay true to what the Doctor is, a mad scientist alien who has adventures and cares about everyone." So yeah, that's true. He should be focusing on that. That's the whole point, to focus on that. And then of course he also reveals that the 10th Doctor and 14th Doctor actor, he and David Tennant had a group call with some of the previous actors to stay in contact with one another, and they all offered Gatta's support and advice on dealing with the press, which I actually kind of like that. The fact that David Tennant got all the previous Doctors to go, to basically have a video call group chat with Shooty Gatwa to talk about how to deal with the press as the Doctor, and I love that David Tennant got all the previous Doctors to chat with him, which is really nice. Now, you're probably wondering, also this bit here is really important. You'll notice that he says here, I'm planning to get back to the theatre next year after I finish season 2 of Doctor Who. Now, this is obviously related to a new rumor that's come up recently. I think it's on here. I think they talk about it here somewhere. Do they? I think they do. Yeah. So this is the video. This is the article in question that TV Zone basically confirmed. Well, they seem to be getting reports that Series 15 is going to begin filming in October of this year. So essentially, they're going to begin filming nearly 18 months before it's due to air in spring of 2015. Which obviously we know Shooty Gatwa was going to be returning because he talked about returning to the set of Doctor Who, so we know he's going to be back. We're not too sure about Millie Gibson. We're not sure if she's going to be around, but I would imagine she'll stay, so we're probably going to see her return with Shooty, hopefully. But essentially the plan is that by October of this year, we are going to be seeing... Essentially, October this year, they're meant to start filming Shooty's second series as the 15th Doctor. and it's going to begin filming in October, and it's probably going to finish around this time next year when they'll get it ready for spring 2025, when they'll have his second series out of the way for Doctor Who. So that means that Ncuti Gatwa would have filmed 2 series as the 15th Doctor. So then at least we know that, hey, this is Ncuti Gatwa. Hey, Ncuti Gatwa. So that means we're basically guaranteed to have basically Ncuti Gatwa is going to be the first Doctor to have back-to-back filming of a series in one, in terms of 1 year. Because I mean, obviously, even though Series 14's filming didn't start until around October time of around October, November time of 2022. I mean, technically they were filming this year, so technically they're going to be filming more, but this time for Series 15 or whatever, then whether they've got a special plan for that series remains to be seen, but I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. But regardless, though, we're guaranteed, like I said, we're guaranteed to see Ncuti return in 2025 for his second series as the 15th Doctor. And by the way, another thing to point out is that Bonnie Lamford will be back in Series 14 as Mel Bush. Obviously, she returns to be making a return following her cameo in the Power of the Doctor, which is Jodie's farewell story. So we know that Mel Bush is going to be back, as Bonnie Lamford has said that she's going to be returning. Also, we have Len Rush joining the show as Morris in the series finale. So we know that Lenny Rush is going to be joining Doctor Who next year. So at least we know two other stars who are going to be joining Doctor Who in Series 14, and we're going to be catching up with them, which would be really, really nice. So yeah, that should be really nice to finally catch up with them, which would be really cool. So yeah, so that's something that happened recently, that Bonnie Lamford is finally returning to the role as as Mel Bush, which is really, really nice. Now, as well as this, I mean, so yeah, there's been a lot of filming with Bonnie Lamford and obviously Ncuti Gatwa recently, which you can obviously check that out now. And oh yeah, speaking of which, Ncuti Gatwa also took part in the he also took part in this whole BMW BFI filmmaking challenge, which is basically a challenge that he took part in recently, where he basically, there's this whole challenge partnership that's going on. You can read more in the link in the description. It takes place on the 15th of October as part of the closing night of the BFI London Film Festival, where all 5 films will be available. So basically, they're going to be choosing a winning film from 5 short films to premiere on the 15th of October, which will obviously be a part of that competition style partnership that is going on between that Ncuti Gatwa is going to be a part of, which is pretty nice. Now, of course, alongside all of that, alongside all the Doctor Who news and stuff, we did get some news regarding Ncuti Gatwa and sex education, because in case you didn't know, sex education is returning very, very soon. It'll be returning on the 21st of September. We've finally got a date for the episode. So yes, the series will be, series 4 will be the last in the series, and obviously Ncuti Gatwa will be a part of that final series when it transmits on the 21st of September. That's the day when series 4 of Sex Education will transmit. They have a new trailer out. There's a teaser out there you can check out, where obviously Ncuti Gatwa will return as Eric, obviously his famous character Eric. So yeah, so it's going to be nice to see most of the main characters return for one last time as they celebrate the. Like I say, it'll be nice to see them return for the final series of Sex Education as they prepare to, they're pretty much preparing to sort of say goodbye to the show, really. And they've even got a synopsis here. We might as well read a little bit of the synopsis here. So, Series 4 will see a shakeup for the following the events of the last chapter. So obviously the official log line reads as follows. Following the closure of Moondale Secondary, Oz and Eric have now faced a new frontier. Their first day of Casdish Sixth Form College, Otis is nervous about setting up his new clinic, whereas Eric is praying that there won't be losers again. But the Cavendish is currently shocked at all the Moondale students. They all thought they were progressive, but this new college is another level. Their daily yoga is in the community guard and communal garden. It's a strong stability vibe and a group of kids who are popular for being kind. So yeah, there's a lot going on. Obviously, as you can tell, there's a lot of information that Radio Times have been able to get in terms of like details about the thing, of course. So if you want to read more, there'll be a link in the description to the Radio Times article where they had interviews with some of the stars who are talking about what it was like on set and also preparing for the new series as it drops in September. And yeah, so that, obviously a lot of stuff is happening as they prepare for the new series that's coming up, which would be finally cool. So yeah, that's there you go. That is essentially what's happening here. So Sex Education back on Thursday, the 21st of September. It'll be the final series where we'll be saying goodbye to the series for the final time, which will be happening this like I say, it'll be happening this September. So if you're a fan of Sex Education, be sure to see. You can look forward to seeing Ncuti Gatwa for the brand new series of episodes coming in September before he takes over as the Doctor, the Doctor on screen, which is quite nice. So yeah, so yeah, there you go. That's some more stuff about Ncuti Gatwa that's worth taking note of. As well as that, we did get some Prime Day offers for Doctor Who. They've got a Doctor Who collections discounts going on for season 19, season 20, season 10, season 23, season 18. The Doctor Who and the Daleks 4K collectors, the Dalek Invasion of Earth 4K collectors. They're all on sale as part of Prime Day if you want to check that out. So yeah, and then of course we've got a curator t-shirts as they pay homage to Tom Baker's curator role in the 60th anniversary, in the 50th anniversary, should I say. That you can check that out now. And they've also got some San Diego Comic-Con figures with David Tennant as the 14th Doctor in preparation for the 60th anniversary, which I'm still continuing on with the Doctor Who news. We've had, obviously I was going to discuss about the fact that Doctor Who wasn't going to be going to San Diego Comic-Con, but there were some reveals that took place at San Diego Comic-Con that were crucially important to the show in the show's 60th anniversary. One of those, of course, is the fact that they finally, Character Options, who are the guys who are responsible for the toys for Doctor Who, they have finally revealed the 14th Doctor's sonic screwdriver. This is the sonic screwdriver that we will see in this year's 60th anniversary. And as you can tell, they've inspired it by they've put elements of the previous sonic screwdrivers in there. You've got elements of the screwdriver that David Tennant was using when he was the 10th Doctor. You have the bottom half, which rotates, obviously inspired by Peter Capaldi and Matt Smith's run. Especially this bit here is inspired by Matt Smith's sonic screwdriver. And the cool thing is it comes with light and sound effects as well as an exterior extension and opening an opening section as well, which is really cool. So now obviously Character Options did announce previously, originally, that this was going to be an online exclusive, which you could obviously have to pay for £30 if you want to get your hands on this screwdriver, which, by the way, it's currently sold out right now, but they did put out a update on Twitter, which I will show you that tweet right here. If you're curious about what they said, they actually said something. Yeah, they did say something on their Twitter today regarding in regards to the Sonic screwdriver, for those of you who have been wanting to order it and wondering why it's not going through, well, you're about to find out here, because this is the thread that they've revealed. So they go on to say that we are overwhelmed by the response of the release of the new and exclusive Sonic screwdriver that went on sale yesterday. Thank you to the fans who helped spread the word. The response has been unprecedented and exceeded our expectations for demand. Owing to this, the stock sold out in less than 8 hours, and we know that there's been some of you who have been disappointed not being able to purchase this item. In order to ensure that those who still wish to own this piece may do so, we have taken the decision to reorder a new batch. The manufacturing process has started already. It'll take several months to arrive in the UK, but we promise you we promise to inform you when it arrives. So it's going to take us several months until more people will be able to get them, obviously. Many of you have also asked about a retail version of the 14th Doctor Sonic screwdriver, the item released yesterday. As many of you are aware, this is a very special exclusive available through Character Options online website. We can also confirm there will be a standard retail version soon to be available at selected retailers, and we'll have further news about this soon. So yes, what they basically have confirmed here is that there will be a retail version of the 14th Doctor's screwdriver, which will be a standalone. So the one we're seeing in the images are essentially, this is a special version that they've released specifically for the Character Options site, but they have made a version that will be available for retail purchase that will be releasing without the chemical effect, obviously. So this, yes, it's going to basically be the one without the effects that this one has, that you'll be able to get from retailers soon. So if you want to get the one with the effects, you're going to basically have to buy this online version if you want to get your hands on it, obviously. But yeah, it's really cool because it means that you'll essentially have access to David Tennant's 14th Doctor screwdriver before before it gets seen on television, which is pretty interesting. And yeah, they got a little bit of description here, and it's currently at the booth at the San Diego Comic-Con show, but you can obviously they'll be accepting more orders for this soon for anybody who wants to get their hands on this online exclusive version of the screwdriver before the retail version comes out sometime later this year. Hopefully later this year, they'll release the retail version for those who want to get it in time for the 60th anniversary episodes. So that's pretty cool that they're offering that for people who want to get it. So that's one item that's currently being shown on in San Diego Comic-Con for those who want to get their hands on this item. So that's pretty cool that there's going to be more on the way. We also did get another piece of merchandise, including the Tom Baker record collection, which is a part of I believe this is for record shop store day, which is going to be fastly approaching. So they decided to do a record release of Tom Baker stories for you to own as part of records, which is pretty nice. So if you want to own this, it's available on Amazon right now for you to purchase. So there's also some upcoming audios coming for the 12th Doctor called The Cook, as well as the Escape the Daleks CD will be coming, featuring, which is based on the original adventure with the Third Doctor, played by John Pertwee, along with his companion Jo Grant, who are a part of that story, which you can get on audio soon. Now, as well as that, Reeltime Pictures have got some new Doctor Who DVDs on the way. They've got planned, obviously, they're planning to release the Colin Baker years behind the scenes release, which will be a 2-disc release where they chat with members from Colin Baker's time in the show to talk about what it was like working for Colin Baker's Doctor Who episodes during his time as on the show. If you're looking to be interested to see how they coped, how things went for Colin Baker on set. And then they also have one for Sylvester McCoy, where you'll get to see how Sylvester McCoy got on during his run of Doctor Who, where you'll get to hear from some of the people behind his production of his series of Doctor Who, so you can see how yeah, basically gives you a bit of an insight of how they brought things to life for Sylvester McCoy's Seventh Doctor and brought him to life on screen for his pretty much the run of Doctor Who that would eventually make the show disappear into the 90s, which is it's very sad that that happened, but unfortunately it happened. And then, of course, another thing to also note is, and this is obviously a big deal for 2024. So this is going to be stuff coming out in January, but they are going to be releasing they're going to be releasing novelizations of all three of the 60th anniversary episodes. So we're talking the Star Beast featuring, obviously all featuring the 14th Doctor and Donna Noble. So you will be able to now get your hands on all three of the episodes, new episodes on Target books, which are going to be Star Beast, Wild Blue Yard, and The Giggle. All three of these stories will be getting their Target releases in January 2023, which is kind of crazy to think that they're going to be releasing all three of the 60th anniversary episodes as Target books heading into 2024. So obviously this is obviously big stuff for Doctor Who fans who want to get their hands on this. And it's also interesting because the guys who are writing them are obviously, we've got Gary Russell who's doing the Star Beast. We have Mark Morris who's doing the Wild Blue Yard, and The Giggle is by James Goss. Interesting. So you could yeah, so these are going to be the guys who are going to be writing are going to be behind the novelization of these stories, whilst Russell T Davies will be doing the TV version for the 60th anniversary on TV this year. Then, of course, we also have an art calendar that's also going to be it's going to be a limited edition art calendar, which they're going to be releasing exclusively by Andrew Skillers, who's basically the guy behind the art calendar that is going to be getting a limited edition release to the world this year for those who want to get their hands on that package. And oh yes, of course, we can't forget the fact that there is going to be a limited edition packaging for the Doctor Who The Collection Season 20, which will feature the Arc of Infinity, Snake Dance, Mirror Undead, Terminus, Enlightenment, The King's Demons, and there's going to be a 40th anniversary release for the Five Doctors, because yes, they are going to be releasing what they do say here is going to be a 40th anniversary version of the Five Doctors, which is basically a brand new version of the 90-minute episode with updated special effects, adult ultimate surround sound, and exclusive new commentaries from Peter Davison, Janet Fielding, and Mark Stixon, who were basically were the three original companions for the Five Doctor story, or at least were a part of the Five Doctor story at the time. They've also updated special effects for Snake Dance and Enlightenment for this release as well, which is nice. They also do a special behind the sofa where they catch up with Peter Davison, Colin Baker, and Sylvester McCoy Doctors, as well as Sarah Sutton, Janet Fielding, Mark Stixon, Katie Manning, and Sophie Aldrin. They've also got a brand new episode of Classic Who, which is what is essentially a trailer for which you can see here. Yeah, they also get to do a conversation about how Janet Fielding meets Martin Clume, who obviously best known for Doc Martin, which finished it last Christmas. Obviously Mark making the King's Demons. And then you go behind the scenes. They even got a section of unreleased footage from the Long Leave convention from 1983 with panels from Peter Davison, Tom Baker, Patrick Tran, John Pertwee, and more. And they've even got some studio footage as well that they're releasing, and location film rushes from the Five Doctors. They've got rare convention stuff from Australia. So yeah, they got a lot. They got quite a bit of unreleased archive stuff that's starting to make its way into this release as well, which is quite nice. So if you want to get your hands on this. This will be releasing. Well, it's supposed to be releasing in September. At least that's what the rumored date is. It's meant to be sometime September. You'll be able to get your hands on this release, but we should get an official release date confirmed probably next month if indeed it is coming out in September. So fingers crossed we'll get a proper date for this soon for anybody who wants to get their hands on it. But yeah, apart from that, really, these were just some of the merchandise stuff. And then we come to obviously the Doctor Who magazine, which Box obviously, yeah, we might as well talk about some stuff here where they mentioned that the filming for next year's series is just wrapped. All right, so as I was mentioning here, of course, the series, obviously, the next year's series with Ncuti Gatwa and Millie Gibson, they've just finished filming on the 14th of July. It was the last day of filming. They finished filming Millie Gibson and Ncuti Gatwa's first series on the set. And as you can see, they've got a lot of photos of the cast and crew on set. You get to see Len Rush, who obviously he's going to be a part of the show. He's going to be part of the finale for the current series. And then you've got some of the people who have been a part of the production team, and also you got Bonnie Lamford, who's going to be obviously returning. Yes, she's going to be back next year to work alongside many of these people on this series, which is crazy to think they're going to be on set. And then, of course, we got this shot here of Ncuti from what is presumed to be from this year's Christmas special that is going to be airing in December, where we get to see Ncuti for the first time following the 60th anniversary episodes in November. So, pretty cool. So yeah, so that's just a little. So obviously we now know that the filming for the first Ncuti Gatwa's first series is now under wraps. And then, of course, when it comes to holiday 2023, well, Christmas 2023 items, BBC Shop, which is I believe this is the BBC Shop in the States, is offering a special limited edition complete New Who Blu-ray set, which only 6,000 of these are going to be produced in the run-up to Christmas, and they're going to have 13 remastered seasons with exclusive content from Russell T Davies and David Tennant, and each of them will come with figurines, which you can get as well. They've got a figurine for the 9th Doctor, 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th. So you essentially, what they're essentially doing is they're offering the first half of, well, the first essentially the first half of New Who, or essentially the previous era of Doctor Who, which is from 2005 to 2022, is now being offered as a Blu-ray set, and it will be shipping on the 14th of November, just before Doctor Who's birthday. And we're going to go to the BBC Shop because this is from the US, of course. And you can see the price here. It's like we're talking £175 just to get this, which is insane. And obviously, as you can see, there's going to be 13 complete series, newly remastered seasons 1 to 4. Yeah, it's pretty insane that they're offering. And look at how many hours the runtime is. We're talking 8,661 minutes worth of previous Who content is being released later this year, which is insane. It really is insane that they're offering that to all the Doctor Who fans who in the US who want to get their hands on this. It is a little bit of a shame that everyone in the UK won't be able to get their hands on this unless I'm wrong, and somehow people in the UK will be able to get this. But as far as I know, I don't think there's been any confirmation of any UK release for this, which I think is a little disappointing because I think a lot of people in the UK would love to get their hands on a newly remastered seasons 1 to 4, because I think it would be really nice to see what the quality would be like for it. And also the figurines do look really, really nice as well, because you don't get to see many of these Doctor Who figurines. So it would be such a waste if they don't get a chance to release these in the UK. So hopefully, like I say, hopefully Hopefully the UK will get their hands on this as well at some point, because I think that'll be really nice to see a UK release of this Blu-ray set. Hopefully they will. Hopefully they'll consider bringing this to the UK, because I think the UK deserves one of these releases for the 60th. It would be really nice. And obviously we can't forget to mention the fact that they did release these new images for the 60th anniversary, which features David Tennant as the 14th, Donna Noble, played by Catherine Tate, Ncuti Gatwa, the 15th Doctor, who's going to be, which you would assume that this photo is taken from this year's Christmas special. And then obviously Ruby Sunday, also taken from this year's Christmas special, which hopefully we're looking at a Christmas Day release for the special this year, which hopefully that happens, because we haven't seen a Christmas Day Doctor Who for a few years, so I'm hoping that we'll see that return in 2023. And then, of course, we have the new Doctor Who magazine, which is this cover here. This is the latest Doctor Who magazine. In fact, in the recent Doctor Who magazine, there is an interview where there's a bit of a section where Russell T Davies says this, which has really caught a lot of people's surprise. And he says the following: there's a great set on the very last block of 2024 series. It only appears for one scene, but it's a crucial scene with a very lovely guest star, unseen by the public, unannounced in the press, because the scene took place secretly within the studio, so you got a nice surprise to come. Oh, but this scene was highly debated. This, as much as I know, should it exist? Should it need to? It's been in, it's been out, it's been reinstated, it's been cut again, but until finally it stayed, and it's in and out state betrayed by the designs season 27B. I wonder which guest star they're talking about, but yeah, they talk about a really lovely guest star who has not been announced by the public, is involved with this scene, which is causing a lot of stir, because a lot of people are curious, what could this person be there he's referring to? But I guess we won't find out until then. But they do mention also in the Doctor Who magazine that they have had meetings talking to future crew for the next season, and that they've also been discussing the budget and plans for season 2, which is interesting. They labeled it as season 2, so it definitely seems like next year's series is being labeled as season 1. So it seems like the 60th anniversary might be considered as a new beginning for the show, which is definitely seems to be the pattern that we're seeing here. Is like there's some kind of like new beginning, or a new sort of a new era of Doctor Who. Is definitely, it's like a new beginning is about to emerge for Doctor Who come the 60th anniversary. At least that's what it seems from all the stuff we're seeing with all the interviews lately. But yeah, so that's some interesting stuff. And also Yasmin Finning had also said in a Evening Standard recently that she was on set with Ncuti Gatwa during the 60th anniversary, which is really interesting, which this is the first time that she's mentioned about it. So it does beg the question that, yeah, we might see the 15th Doctor in the 60th anniversary after all, that he might be appearing in more than one episode in the 60th, which, if that's true, then what does this mean for David Tennant's Doctor? Does this mean that his Doctor is going to be appearing less in the show, in the episode? It sounds to me like there is a possibility he might be appearing less. But you never know. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe there is. Maybe I don't know. Could it be wrong? I guess we'll have to see. But yeah, it's just something that I thought was really interesting that's been happening recently. Anyway, but yeah, so that was just something I thought was really, really interesting that's going on. Now, alongside this, we do also need to talk about Jenna Coleman, because Jenna Coleman is doing a series for she's going to be a part of a series that's going to be rolling out on Prime Video in the autumn. So we're going to be hearing a lot more about this as we head towards the end of the summer. So yes, this is a drama. She plays a character called Liv, and It's basically based on a B.E. Jones novel, which the same name called Wilderness. So it's basically based on a very popular book from her, obviously. And yeah, these are some shots taken from the drama itself as it gets ready for a release sometime in the autumn. So we'll get to see Jenna Coleman on Prime Video this autumn, taking part in a new Prime Video exclusive, which is going to be pretty nice for her because it means that she'll finally this is another gig that she's done since moving away from Doctor Who. So it's great to see that she's still doing stuff, which is great. So yeah, really, that's pretty much it, really, from all the details that's coming out right now. I mean, we're still, again, we're gonna obviously have to wait until we get a new trailer for Doctor Who. I mean, we're still waiting to find out whether or not we will be hearing any information about the Christmas, but well, hopefully we're going to get a glimpse at a release date for the 60th anniversary episodes transmissions, as well as whether or not Shooting Atwell will be shown, well, whether his debut will be shown on Christmas Day or not, which I'm sure we're going to need confirmation on that soon. So yeah, hopefully good things are coming for Doctor Who is what I'm hoping for. So fingers crossed. Hopefully good things are on the way. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.